Hello, hello. My name is Dr. Rachel Gainsborough, and I am obsessed with all things short-term rentals, revenue streams, and helping you navigate your career, real estate, and your busiest and most wonderful seasons of life. I'm an immigrant, a pharmacist, a wife, and a mom who took one guest room rental and turned it into a multi-property, seven-figure real estate business, which has also landed us on TV. I'll teach you the real secrets and everything you need to build a short-term rental business that you love. I discuss the hard topics, mistakes I've made, and the mistakes others have made so you don't have to make them for yourself. Financing, automations, acquisitions, low occupancy, scaling, and building your team, all while balancing your life, are all subjects to be discussed here. Consider me that one best friend you can come to with your short-term rental business questions. So grab your coffee, get comfortable as you get ready to learn and grow with me. This is the Luxury Short-Term Rental Doctor podcast. Well, hello, Alan. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I can hear you.
Oh my gosh. You have no idea how excited I am to have you going live with me in the Facebook group tonight. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for agreeing to do this. I know that you're a super busy professional.
I am, but I love talking real estate. I'll talk real estate all day long.
Absolutely. I'm this close to being banned from talking real estate in my house. So about real estate, I am here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. So thank you. I know you just joined the Facebook group recently. So we are a group of busy professionals looking to add that additional revenue stream. And we know that having 2 or 3 revenue streams is no longer a luxury, but a necessity. Am I right?
Very much so.
Absolutely. So I'm a pharmacist by day. That's what my background is. Real estate by night. And so in this group, you'll find people of all walks of life, busy professionals, real estate professionals as well, who are here in this group. And
I'm happy to be here. Yep.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you're a respiratory therapist. Is that right?
Yes. So my name's Alex Sabio. Married, father of 4. I live here in Southern California. I do have a W-2 job. I'm a respiratory therapist. Been doing that since 2002. I really enjoy what I do. I specialize in neonates and pediatrics, but I work at large teaching facilities. I've worked at a county facility. I've worked trauma, burn, you name it. I've done it. And I really enjoy working with neonates. So that's my specialty right now. And so I started investing in real estate in the mid-2000s, really as a want. I wanted to create generational wealth for my family. I made a ton of mistakes, got caught in the 2008 recession, just like everyone else, but I made some good moves, started investing in single family, out of state. Now I've invested in like multifamily syndications, and now I'm currently investing in short-term rentals. And so I think in 2016, I was absolutely miserable at my job. I had like a change in management, and my want to invest in real estate all of a sudden became a need. Like I needed a way out. And because I realized that life just going to continue that way. And so I focused heavily on short-term rentals, and that's kind of how where I am at now.
That's awesome. And in short-term rentals, the numbers do not lie. Am I right?
Oh, it's, people ask me about it, and all I could say is that it's just phenomenal. There's no other words. I don't know how to describe it. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's given us freedom, and we're close from me walking away from my W-2 job and hitting that goal.
Oh, and I think that's just so incredible because despite everything that's going on, the numbers have we hit some really great targets. And I know that even in the group, we've been talking about how the occupancy is looking lately, or, now that it's back to school, there are definitely ways to navigate through that. So let me ask you this. How has the portfolio that you have right now with the short-term rentals, and I know it sounds like you dabbled in a lot, how has it really impacted your mindset as you navigate your day-to-day at work?
Well, it's crazy because it's really freedom, right? I'm not really reliant on my job anymore as income, right? It's funny because I absolutely love what I do. If you look in my department, I love it more than anyone else. I really do. I really enjoy it. But everyone there is under so much pressure to perform and, to put out the amount of work to complete the workloads that they're given. but I don't have any pressure at all. It's like, you know what, if they get rid of me, it's okay. I have this other income, like the roof's over my head and my family's fed. I don't have that. Still love what I do. Like I said, absolutely love it, and maybe love it a lot more. Like what, and that's what I'm trying to take as many people along with me, because I think their outlook would be a whole lot different if you were performing because you just enjoy doing it, not necessarily because you were forced to do it.
Oh my goodness. And you hit the nail on the head. And you feel emboldened a little bit because
Hmm.
I feel like as people in healthcare, sometimes we are pushed to perform, pushed to give those numbers. And
Yeah.
you have options out there. You can take a step back and say, wait a minute, but why? Like, wait a minute, is this really going to help patient care? How is this really going to help others? And you become kind of an advocate because not everyone can speak out, right? Not everyone can
Yeah.
speak out. And you feel like, you know what, I'm gonna speak for those who can't speak out because
Yeah.
I know what, resources I have. My heart goes out to those who can, and you can really be an advocate. And
Yeah.
so that's what I have found too and the freedom because I'm super thrilled and super excited about my profession, in healthcare as well. But when things start to go awry, I'm going to take a step back and say, you know what, and without fear, without trembling, like, but why? Like, really, you guys, can't we get some more resources to get this accomplished? What can we do to do better for the team, and what can we do to be better for the patient? So,
Right. Right. Yeah.
yeah, that's amazing. So, Alex, let's get down to the nitty gritty. You know what? I think I want to share screens right now because
Sure.
let me ask you this. Do you still hold a bit of your portfolio in long-term rentals as well? Because I know that's one place you dabbled.
We do. I'm trying to get rid of all of them. I think, it's crazy because my formulas, I tend to invest in areas that are high, destination markets. And those places are fun to invest in. They're cool to go to. But I own homes in Cleveland. I never wanted to go to Cleveland. And I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. I never wanted to go there, and I own homes in like Huntsville, Alabama, which it's been amazing. Don't get me wrong, but it's just hard when you're like, oh, it profits $300-400 a month, which was amazing before, but now the profits we're seeing with short term rental, you kind of look down on that and you're like, yeah. So when you look at
You're one of the
equity,
man.
yeah, when you look at the amount of equity you have in those, let's say you say, hey, if I sell this, I could probably buy an income producing property that's going to generate 10 times more monthly income and give us so much tax shelter to the point where you're going to pay zero in taxes. It becomes a no brainer at that point.
Right. And then something that you touched on a little bit in the beginning, which I love, is it's almost like a lifestyle asset. Like these are areas you actually want to visit and
Right.
want
Yeah.
to play with your family. So I'm hearing a lot of things here, Alex. You touch base on the cash flow. You
Yeah.
touch base on the tax. You touch base on the destinations. And I hate to be biased, but I am a short-term rental girl through and through. And
Right.
look, I've been preaching to the choir. I've been shouting to the rooftops about short-term rentals, but I love to hear other people talk about it too. So it's not just me being all over the place with it. So that is so awesome. So do you have a strategy in mind? And I want to give a plug from my dear friend Lorena Edwards. She's going to be coming on board next week to talk to us because she transitioned her 18 long-term rentals into short-term rentals.
Wow.
Out in the Atlanta market. And
Okay.
so, that's going to be something that I think will provide a lot of value because a lot of folks here, they do have long-term rentals as well.
Yeah.
And they're wanting to not only purchase in destination, but what is the strategy? What's the SOP for transitioning these long-term rentals into short-term rentals to start driving that cash flow and the tax implications, whether it's bonus depreciation and all of that stuff. So
Exciting stuff.
yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Do you have a plan for that, or do you anticipate that most likely you will sell and purchase in destination here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, and my whole strategy was I wanted to focus in on 4 bedrooms and above. And I didn't want to grow too fast to the sense where I would much rather have one 4 bedroom performing versus 2 or 3 2 bedrooms because my time is valuable, right? I'm a little bit older now, I'm 41 years old, and I want that. Not only do I want financial freedom, but I want time freedom. And when I started looking at short-term rentals, with long-term rentals, I had a financial goal of when I first started investing in real estate, I wanted $20,000 to $25,000 a month cash flow. And I felt like that would replace my wife's and I's income. And we would be able to buy healthcare, we'd be able to travel, we'd be able to pay for college. When you look at long-term rentals, man, I'd probably need 150 of these, right? And just by the law of averages, most likely 150 of them, probably 3 or 4 would go through a foreclosure, right? Or not a foreclosure, an eviction. And it would probably cost you $3,000 to $5,000, right? And how much cash flow would you really have? With short-term rentals, you don't need that many doors to get to that number. I'm going to hit that number with 4 to 5 doors. And we'll talk about some of the numbers here where we hit that financial number with 2. That's all you needed, just 2. And so we focus in on the larger cabins. It is a little frustrating because you want to build up that capital and then make that investment versus, I want to buy something right now, but you have to be kind of patient with it. And so I'm extremely patient. Like I said, I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. I've been patiently waiting for them to win for years. And, if I'm patient with them, I could be patient with my real estate stuff. So I'm really patient with my pricing. I'm patient for my guests to book, and I'm patiently buying. But if you look at it, I mean, I really only started buying this a year ago. We closed in August 3rd of 2020, and we'll have our 3rd one built in November, and then our 4th one sometime in February or March. We have them under contract being built. And so I'll hit that financial freedom number early next year.
Yes, 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 Alex, you hit the nail on the head. And if I can have a tagline for my real estate life, it is, how do I own or control the least number of properties that generate the highest profitability?
Yes. If I could have one, that would be it.
Absolutely. And you're absolutely right. And it's hard because I have that shiny object syndrome. My friends with 20 doors, 50 doors, I'm like, doors. But then, and I kid you not, I would find in Georgia, in some of the more, rural or remote areas, it would be 20 doors on sale for $360,000. I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm ready to drive down there. And my husband was like, Eager McBeaver, what is the rent per month? And when you see $145 of rent, $200 of rent, $300 per month, it's like, first of all, I want to live there because that is so
right.
crazy. So at that point, you have to take a step back. Those numbers don't add up. And the level of effort to keep up with 20 doors, each paying about $200 of rent per month, it's like, why?
Yeah. And really, what kind of tenant are you dealing with? I mean, I was poor a long time, right? And I would have loved to pay, I would have loved to pay that. But like, I tend to focus in on the luxury, more, modern, upscale, short-term rentals. And your guest clientele they're just easier to deal with, and are you going to have problems dealing with people that pay $200 a month and that's what their budget is? Unfortunately, you will have problems, and so when you look at, like I said, time freedom is a big thing with me. You're going to be wasting a lot of time with those tenants that are paying that amount of money. You will have the shiny object syndrome, like, oh my God, I could buy this home for $3,000 and they're going to pay $900 a month. Oh, it just doesn't work out that easy,
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And so what you did was very strategic. You wanted, and what you said with patience, right? Because I think our big pivot shift was because sometimes, I'm not as patient. If I'm not doing a deal a month, I don't feel like I'm living,
Yeah.
And we'll go into that in a minute. But our homes and our properties are 5 to 8 bedrooms in, a little bit more wood areas, luxury, and we are up to half a dozen or so owned, but we help others manage. and we help others with co-hosting, and we're also arbitraging a couple as well. And the reason is that I'm looking for a deal. And right now, not everything's in my budget. I have one under construction as well in Rosemary Beach. But if nothing's in my budget and I'm looking for a deal, well, what's a girl to do? And that's when people have started reaching out to me this year to say, how do you do this? Well, I want to buy one, but I don't know what to do. So I've been kind of sharing information and helping them manage as well. And so that's definitely a fun model, the co-hosting and the property management piece of it as well. And so you're right, being patient. Oh my gosh, I want another deal now, but you really have to get the right one. And so that's what you do. So your new constructions, are they all going to be in the Tennessee Smokies?
Yeah, so we have two in the Smoky Mountains, the city of Pigeon Forge. I have another one probably 3 miles away, close to the Parkway in Sevierville, and one a little bit off the Parkway, also in Sevierville. So yeah, just like I said, time freedom, right? We want to just be able to travel to one market, and if we go there to visit our homes, we just want to stop by, boom, 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 right next to each other. Not only that, the second cabin that we have, and we'll go over some of the numbers, was a 4-bedroom, 4.5-bath with an indoor pool. When I got the third one under contract, my agent asked me, what model do you want? Well, I said, I want the same exact model, because now I could plan ahead and it'll be easier for me to manage. It's going to be easier for me to answer guests. I could have easily gotten a bigger model or something different, but I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for me.
Yeah, standardization, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. So how are you buying all of these houses? Are you using 401k? Are you using savings? Yeah. What is your strategy to fund? Yeah. Are you putting 20% down? Are you putting 10% down? What's your strategy?
Yeah, all of the above. You do whatever you can to get these, and you find out really quick. Because my claim to fame is, in the middle of a global pandemic, I invested every single dollar I had into a short-term rental. And then about 3.5 months later, my wife was able to retire from her W-2 job.
Yeah.
Like right away, you start. So the first one, we wound up I think we pulled in equity from this house, and we pulled equity from another long-term rental. And I saved my butt off. I worked my butt off for like 2-3 years. And that total wound up being about $115,000. And like I said, I put every single dollar into it, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And people questioned it, but right away, month 1, we profited $5,000. Month 2, we profited $5,000. Month 3, we profited $5,000. And you start saying, where on earth can I get more money to buy more of these? Right. And so we actually, the CARES Act did help us last year. We pulled out $100,000 out of my wife's 401k, and then I pulled out $100,000 from my 401k. So now we have $200,000 to invest, and that's kind of been sitting there. Interesting enough, this house went up more in value, so we refinanced and cashed out again, like maybe 8 months after we did the first time. To me, it's a no-brainer, because you're borrowing money at 3% to generate a 50% return, or whatever you're making in short-term rentals. And then right now we're like, well, all of these long-term rentals, we have equity in those. Should we start selling them off? Even though those long-term rentals, I bought them like $60,000 to $80,000. The way I look at it now, I'm like, well, they're probably worth $100,000. What can that $100,000 get? So yeah, all of the above. Do whatever you can to get the money. So
I totally get it. And I look forward to the day I can have I'm looking to have a couple of tax strategists. I know Amanda, she is super busy. I have
my tax strategist.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm looking to get a few tax strategists, because I want them to break it down and share with me. I just know the taxes are good. I don't know all the ins and outs of why I'm not a tax accountant. I'm not an attorney, y'all. Alex is not he's not a tax accountant. We're just sharing our experiences here. So yeah, that is incredible, Alex. And I'm with them.
Oh my God. So the first year of doing this, so I implemented this strategy, and really, as a backstory, it was my tax strategist that got me into this, Amanda Hahn, because she was kind of guiding me through. And then she said, and at the time I was trying to do multifamily. I was trying to syndicate a large apartment complex. And then she kind of threw out, you know what, why don't you do short-term rentals? Because I have we can claim more real estate hours based on that. And then she kind of threw in, hey, the cash flow is going to be a little nicer too. She should have started off the conversation with the cash flow is going to be a lot nicer. And you'll get more tax breaks from it, right?
Lead with that. Lead with that.
Lead with that.
Cash flow. Come on.
Yeah, you should have led with that. And I tell her that story, And so last year, or when we filed our taxes for 2020, I paid zero in taxes. It was the first time I looked at it and I said, oh my God, the strategy worked. And so it does get you into a hamster wheel where you kind of have to, it forces you to buy more cash flowing assets to get more tax write-offs, which is weird because you wind up being in a better position because you're buying more cash flowing assets, but then at the same time you get more tax write-offs. It's been phenomenal. Like I said, there's no other words I could use to describe it. All I keep saying is that it's just been phenomenal for us.
Yeah, and I'm 100% with you because I'm also a girl that's interested in syndications. I'm interested in multifamily. I'm interested in commercial. I have friends who are doing industrial and you just turn it to Amazon. I am interested in all of that. But when I sit down with them, I say, just tell me what the numbers are.
No.
I'm struggling.
No.
Look at that. I'm really struggling. And nothing is giving me the cash flow.
Right.
Short-term rentals. So let's jump into these numbers because I know everyone has been patiently waiting. I am starting
numbers.
Yeah, let's talk numbers.
Yeah.
Go ahead and share screens real quick, guys.
Sure.
All right. So this guy here, it says the only 10 IP. So tell me about this property.
So this is actually our second short-term rental. We got it under contract in October of last year, just before prices started jumping. And I thought the prices were ridiculous when I paid for this. Okay. We got this for $680,000. It's 4 bedrooms, 4.5 bath. And the cool thing is this thing has an indoor pool. Came fully furnished. I did have to put, you could see the only 10 I see, I try to make it Instagrammable, right? I want people to take pictures in front of it. And I have a big sign that says Pigeon Forge, or I have a big sign that says Smoky, in the basement. And so I did spend a little bit more money, which was $10,000. And that was probably $5,000 over budget, but I think I'm going to get it back right away. So as far as how much gross revenue we think we're going to make on this, on the very low end, we think we're going to gross about $150,000. But we're optimistic we could hit probably $180,000.
Wow, that's awesome. And so how far away is it from your first property? And we'll go to that one next.
Yeah, so it's 3 miles from the first property. This thing is 1.5 miles from the parkway, which I tell people that's the strip. So this one's 1.5 miles from the parkway. My other one is also 1.5 miles from the parkway. So really close to each other. It takes me about, 6 to 8 minutes to get to each property, which was cool because I went there. I've been to this property 3 times already. And each time I'll drive by the other property just to take a look at it. Or sometimes I'll drop stuff off or get something from the owner's closet and bring it in over here.
Awesome. And so are you driving to or flying to your property there?
I'm flying. Yeah. So I live here in Southern California. So I'll fly into Knoxville and I'll stay in these properties. That's the cool thing with the short-term rental. You get to enjoy them. I took my family there and we enjoyed 5 days in the Smoky Mountains, and we went to Dollywood. We actually acted like guests. We actually enjoyed stuff instead of working on the short-term rental and fixing it up. We went to the restaurants and just enjoyed all of the stuff that other guests enjoy.
That's amazing. And so as far as management is concerned, what tools are you using in your tool stack to do your pricing, to do where do you list it? What OTAs are you using, or other types of travel agencies to use to list your property?
Yeah, so that's the cool thing. We self-manage this from 2,000 miles away. We manage everything from our phone. I'm a strong believer that you should be able to manage everything on your phone. We use Your Porter. Your Porter has been pretty good for us so far. I won't say perfect. I don't think any of these are perfect. Each one's going to have its own, but
right?
Extremely cost effective. I know people that are not using, a channel manager or anything like that. I'm like, if you're having to try to save $9 a month on your business, you're in trouble. These things are totally worth it, totally worth your time. There's automated messages. The one thing I love about it is that it automatically programs the code for you. So it'll program the guest's last 4 digits of their phone number into my lock, and that costs 75 cents each time. So I use Your Porter as my channel manager, and then I have a Schlag on code. That's my law. I do use the Price Labs. I love Price Labs. There's lots of little tips and tricks I could give you where it'll easily generate you $5,000 a year without having to do much. Right. So Price Labs is my pricing software. Those are your two main things. My cleaner on this one uses VR scheduler. And so I'm listed on Airbnb and VRBO. I get about a 50-50 split, half Airbnb, half VRBO. And my cleaners get those schedules. And I don't have to tell her anything. You know, she just shows up like she has it on her calendar. That was
I don't know. Yeah. VR scheduling. Yeah.
VR scheduler. And then even if you need something done to the cabin, what you could do is like, let's say if, you know, John is checking in August 15th through 19th, you could put something under the notes like, hey, could you adjust the ring floodlight because it's off by a little bit? And they look at it, they'll go there and then they'll adjust it and they'll upload pictures if anything's wrong. So absolutely love that.
So do you use any other online travel agencies or other OTAs other than Airbnb and VRBO right now?
No, I mean, I have a website, a direct booking website. I haven't gained any traction on that yet. So it's just there. But the thing is, you know, when you invest in these like heavy destination markets, there's so many people. There's supply and demand is heavily in your favor. Like people need a place to stay. And I'm not struggling with getting guests at all. So I'm happy on Airbnb and VRBO right now.
Nice. That is awesome. That's good to hear. All right, so let's take a peek at the next property. And I had them out of order. I'm sorry, Alex. So this is like first property. Tell me about it.
Granddaddy of them all. This is our first one. You know, what's crazy is, you know, I think when you purchase a short-term rental, you kind of have in your mind set a budget. You're like, oh, okay, I'm going to go there. I want something $400,000 or $500,000 or something like that. And my realtor showed me this cabin. I said, let's meet up. And she showed me this cabin and she said, this is the one you need to buy, but it's $625,000. And I said, oh man, are you sure? Like,
Are you trying to tell me?
yeah. I'm like, my house isn't worth that much. You know, you want me to do this on an investment? Now, mind you, I'm used to buying $60,000 to $80,000 homes.
Yeah.
But she's
like, this is better work. If this doesn't work out,
yeah,
liquidated everything. If this work out,
yeah. But she was right. And at that time, I'm kind of evolving to listening to the pros.
Yeah.
Before that, I'm trying to do everything on my own. And now it's kind of like,
smart guy, you're in the RT. You take care of babies. Okay?
Right.
It's not to be smart to take care of babies and their breathing issues. Come on.
Yes. But I need to listen to those that know 100 times more than me. And so she said, this is the one house you want to buy. And I said, like I said, okay, let me drive around and look at $400,000 or $500,000 homes. And I did. And I was a fool for doing that because I should have jumped on this day one, hour one. And I drove around, I took my sweet time and I crunched the numbers. I said, those properties aren't going to generate anywhere near as much income. This one is brand new, never been lived in. And we're trying to manage this from 2,000 miles away. I think I'd have peace of mind getting something brand new appliances, brand new furniture, brand new everything. And it was amazing when we walked in there. And this house actually was on the market for 42 days. Like nobody was jumping in on it. And completely different now, right? And so I called my realtor 3 days later. I said, let's make a full price offer. It was, and we offered $625,000 and closing costs. The builder was going to pay closing costs and he did that.
That's awesome. So no issues with appraisals or anything like that?
It appraised. Yeah, it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath in this amazing community. There's this community it's called Bear Cove Falls. There's 61 cabins there. Every single cabin is an Airbnb. And that's what it's like in the Smokies. They'll have all of these small little communities where they're all Airbnbs. So that kind of gave us just peace of mind that there's not going to be this neighbor that's calling, the cops on us or something like that, So, but yeah, 4-bedroom, 3-bath. Yep.
Yeah. So you're not worried about the regulations. It's an established short-term rental market. And that is huge. That is absolutely huge. And what I want to highlight a little bit is when you say, let's listen to the pros. So guys, be very, very mindful. And I know we have some real estate agents in this group, and we want to really identify those real estate agents who are not only investor friendly, that's the first step, We want that agent that's investor friendly, but we want that agent that's also a short-term rental expert within their
Very much so.
with
Yes,
us in
make sure they have, and it's a plus if they have some in the market. Because now, even me with owning 2 short-term rentals in the market, I know it. I know what I could get per night. I know, the regulations. I know the taxes and all of that. So having that that's one of the main reasons why I chose my realtor. She was like, we do a lot of hand holding. I'm like, good, because I need some hand holding right now, So without her, I wouldn't have been able to take this step forward. So
Yeah. And I think this is a teaching moment. And I want to emphasize that some of the questions that I asked to my realtors, and when I first started, I thought to myself, I want to buy a short-term rental. What's, my first step? Oh, find a realtor. And wrong, because not all realtors are created equal when it comes to short-term rental investing. So the realtor I'm looking for is the one that's an expert in short-term rentals. That's an expert in that particular market. I would like a realtor that owns short-term rentals. Okay. I want a realtor that has sold multitudes of short-term rentals to investors. And the next question I ask is, how many are those investors are going to repeat purchase? So if the realtor sold to an investor, did the investor come back and buy another property from them again?
Right.
What's the percentage of that? That's huge for me. Okay. I want to know if there's someone on their team that attends HOA meetings. I'm very specific because I like to break into new markets. Yeah, when I break into new markets, those are the questions I ask. Does someone on your team attend HOA meetings? I'm not an HOA person, except for if it is in a vacation rental market that we are splitting, the costs of the amenities, the boat slip, the pool, the gym, the clubhouse. Those HOAs I'm okay with, but not in suburban areas. But if it's in a vacation rental location, those HOA make sense to me. For short-term rental investing. Right. So I want to know, is someone attending the HOA meetings on my behalf, and if something changes, I want them to know, oh, you know what, in 3 years, this is going to happen. This is going to impact you. So I'm very specific. I'm not from the Rocky Mountains, but we want to invest in the Rockies and Vail, all of that. When I go there, my Tennessee realtor is amazing. My Florida realtor is amazing, but I'm not expecting them to be my Rocky Mountain realtor. Understand that. And even right now, we're probably 3 years out from, or maybe 2 years out from investing in the Rockies. I'm making those contacts now because when I'm ready to pull the trigger, I need them to pay attention to me and say, hey, I know you're looking, I know what you like. I know what you're looking for. Here are the things that are available. So I want everyone who's listening right now, please understand that your cousin, my brother, I have a relative who was a realtor. He ended up firing him. I fired.
Oh, yeah.
This is not like your cousin who's a realtor from no. This type of investing has to be highly targeted. You need a sniper. You need a gun. You need a team that is so entrenched in that location that they are going to steer you in the right way, because a bad deal could be a really, really bad deal. I was with a client 2 weeks ago. They were about to close. They were 2 days from closing on a property that was in a banned short-term rental location in the Poconos of Pennsylvania.
Oh, no.
From India originally. The mom, she was crying. She was like, thank you so much. They took their entire family life savings, their children's college savings, to buy this property as a short-term rental. I'm like, no, it's banned. And I'm not a realtor. I'm talking about realtors. I'm not a realtor. Yeah. I am not a realtor. All this to say that your realtor can really make or break your deal when it comes to short-term rentals. So not to scare anyone, but be scared if you the wrong type of realtor stuff. I'm just gonna put it in there.
Yeah, and really how it worked out was the way I found her is I went on a forum and I asked some rookie question that every rookie asks, like, hey, what markets should we invest into short-term rentals?
I love it.
Overwhelming. Like, I think I had like a dozen responses, and people would have like a list of 3, 4, 5 different markets, and every single one kept saying the Smoky Mountains. Yeah. And then I said, okay, that's the number one market. And then I started doing more research. And then I put out a question, who's the best realtor in the market? Overwhelmingly, everyone kept coming back and kept saying this person. And I said, that's my realtor. That's the one I need to go to. I'm going to listen to the pros. I'm going to listen to the people that are investing in the area. So compared to, I see people trying to do stuff on the cheap. You're not going to be successful to do stuff on the cheap. You're not going to, there was a forum that I kind of went back and forth on with someone, and they said, hey, what I do is I just try to find the place on Zillow and I contact the listing agent there, which is fine and dandy. But really with me, I want to build a relationship with an amazing realtor, and I want them to make tons of money off me. And then I want them to funnel me deals, and I want to keep going back to that person over and over and over again. And I want her to look out for me, and I'm going to look out for her. So she's done me right by giving me these 4 cabins, and I send her people left and right all day long. So that's how it works out.
That is awesome. And would she happen to be the broker at the short-term shop?
Yes, she is.
If that's my girl, that is my sister. Okay, great. But from another mother, she is fantastic, and she got an amazing brokerage. And so we actually featured her. If you scroll down in the group, I had a one-on-one with her a little while back. You'll find that YouTube video, and Christian, she's gonna post that for us very soon. So you'll find a YouTube video where we're talking about, realtors and all of that stuff, and her whole story, and what an inspiration she really is. So, and absolutely, I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. Yeah. So awesome. So let's take a look at the numbers real quick. What about that guy? I've got a nice little slide for you. Oh, it didn't come out the way I wanted it to, but nevertheless. So this is July 2021, and is it blurry to you all, which I'm sure it does. What we're seeing here is the net payout of a little under $50,000.
Mind blowing, right? It doesn't make sense.
Why not? This happens that we just saw a few minutes ago, right?
Right. Yes, that's it. Right.
Yeah. Just does not make sense. It really doesn't. It's absolutely incredible. And it's so, how do we explain this? And I try to explain it, and every time I try to explain to others what it is to invest in this space and the cash flow and the revenue and the gross revenue. I'm a girl from Haiti, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. This is someone's annual salary at a really good job. How do we explain this? That this is, you can generate a 6-figure month. What are your thoughts, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, we laugh at it because, we laugh at it because, so 49,627 cents, this is what we generated in 1 month. We were pretty much occupied the entire month, and our average prices were about $900 a night, ADR. That's your average daily rate that entire, and that's with a lot of rookie mistakes or new listings, because our listings you tend to put discounts or a lower price because it's still had construction in the area. Listings you tend to, but this is the busiest month of the year. Discount. This is kind of a normal. June next year we should do a little bit better. This is and November, December will probably do close to the same numbers. But June next year we should do a little bit better. And November, December will probably do close to the same numbers.
Awesome. Because the great thing about the Smokies is that it really has multiple peak seasons, and it can be also year-round space. I know there's going to be a little bit of seasonality, but what would you say your peak seasons are? And where are you finding that there's going to be increases now, and where you're expecting occupancy to be now?
Yeah, COVID might change a lot of that. We don't know because a lot of people are, vacationing just in the off seasons and stuff. But I would say July is the absolute peak. I would say June is the second busiest month. May and October are pretty close. And I didn't know about October until last year. We had kind of lower prices, but we just started getting our strong May and October. Last year, we were 100% booked, and that's because of the fall colors. Everyone, we had was flocking to the cities because of those, the shaded colors. And then November and December are the holiday season where you kind of take a lot in the smokies because of those. And then the spring break is pretty busy too. And then the November and December are holiday season where you pretty much show it. And then spring break is pretty busy too. April, May.
That's awesome. Are you hearing me any better, Alex? I know that we were a little bit delayed. Are we caught up, EP?
No, I have a little bit of delay. I have probably a 3-second delay where I'm hearing myself, so that's why I'm kind of slowing down.
Okay. So let me try to ask some questions from the audience, Alex, so that we can leverage that and take advantage. So I'm going to give it a try and ask questions. The first question, Alex, if you can hear me, is can you share this tax strategist you named? Okay. So I will respond to that. It is Amanda Hahn.
Yes, it is.
Okay, awesome. So we're back. We're back. So I'm going to add that to, all right. It's the tax strategist. Second question from Rafa. Hey, Rafa and Carolyn, thank you for your question. Hey, Rafa, do you upcharge in VRBO in comparison to Airbnb? If so, what percentage do you use?
3%. I automatically charge them 3%, and that just has to do with just some of their fees. I pay the $499. That just has to do with it. And really, I'm gonna keep pushing it until they could kind of slow down booking, like summertime and the real on your meal. And whenever I book, I tend to kind of slow down, but I charge enough. Like maybe I'm gonna kind of push it a little bit more, all VRBO. And whenever I'm booked like that, I tend to think that I charge enough. Like maybe I could have pushed it a little bit more. So.
Awesome. Yeah, we do an upcharge as well. Okay, I don't my mic. Okay, Jenna, thank you, Jenna. Alex, how did you find and vet your real estate agents? I think we covered that a little bit earlier, Jenna. He went on a forum similar to, if not exactly, Bigger Pockets, and asked around the best realtor in that area. So, Alex, did you want to add to that, or do you think he responded to that?
No, that's really what it was. I went on Bigger Pockets and asked like an extremely rookie question, and I just said, "Hey guys, who's the best agent in this market?" And actually, they're pretty active on Bigger Pockets, and I got a message from Luke and Avery at the same exact time, because they must have keywords where they were responding like crazy at the time. So credit to them, they put in the hard work to help grow their business. Because I don't know if I'd be answering. I mean, you get so many inquiries on short-term rentals and Bigger Pockets, so they would be answering questions all day long if they kept answering questions, just with the keywords. But yeah, that's how I conquer, just on Bigger Pockets.
Awesome. So Avery Carl, she's a part of this group, guys. So be sure to check out this short-term shop and be patient with her team, because they are super busy. They are super swamped. And you're going to find this too. The best realtors are the ones that unfortunately are not always the most available. It means they're out there pounding the pavement and doing deals. Be patient, but continue to reach out to them for sure. Okay, next question is about how much do you charge per night?
Good question. So average in 2020 wound up being about $463. And that, like I said, we did a lot of rookie mistakes. I think we all do it when we first get there. Like people ask for, AAA discounts and all of these bogus things. And at first I was like, there's no way. And I'm really cheap. There's no way people would be paying like $299 a night. And then they were. And then I said, okay, let me increase this to $329. And then they were, and I just kept increasing it and increasing it. But now, a year later, I understand the value of my product. my product's actually pretty strong because most of my guests are 2 to 3 families and they share the cost. So a $900 a night booking during the summer isn't unreasonable, because they're probably going to pay that at the local hotel that's around down. And not only that, they're going to be in separate rooms, and good luck to finding it. But I provide a better experience because, the whole family can be together. I have my cabin's a brand new. I have the hot tub. One of them has a pool. They have king beds, and they have like this amazing space. So right now, I think we're like $550 on average for a rolling 12 months with the first short-term rental, and we're about, I think, 72% occupancy, and that winds up being about $135,000 of gross revenue within the first 12 months.
Okay, so that's incredible, Alex. So our last question was in regards to the math. So 900 per night times 31, it's about 27,900. Debbie was asking for clarification, and so Debbie, that's about 27,900 for the month for one property. So our talk tonight was small number of doors, and Alex has 2 doors that generate huge profits. So with 2 doors in this space, in this luxury vacation rental space, can really give the potential to retire. Alex has already mentioned his wife either cutting back or being able to walk away from W-2, and he's next on the chopping block deliberately, which is excellent. And so we're kind of at the top of the hour, Alex. Were there any closing words that you would like to share before we let you go and get away from all this tech issues, all this tech?
Yeah, reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram. I'm on Instagram, The Real Alex Sabio. The one thing that I do is I love talking real estate. So if you guys ever want to hit me up, more than welcome to talk to you. I'm about giving back because I honestly feel like I'm going to get my numbers. It's just a matter of time, but I want to help others along the way. And so I created a Facebook group. It's called Healthcare Professionals Real Estate Investors. And so I'm trying to help people that were in my situation, any healthcare workers. We have a lot of doctors, nurses, there's some pharmacists there. And I think if we can help them create generational wealth or financial freedom, I really worry about the burnout rate with them. We worked so hard during COVID, and I want them to get to a point where they're not having to worry about the finances and just do what they love, just do the patient care or whatever it is in healthcare. And so we're creating that group. I never ask for $1. All I ask is whenever you start getting those checks from short-term rentals, just give me a shout out because I love hearing about it. And then the other thing I ask is that you help someone else along with you, that you know. And so, yeah, that's the community. Come join us if you're a healthcare professional, or message me and I'll give you the link.
Awesome. And we'll add the link in our session for tonight. Unfortunately, I just realized it didn't hit record. I'm crossing my fingers that it still lives.
Oh, man. All right. It's all good. I do it all the time.
Right. It'll live in Facebook for a number of days, I hope.
Sure.
Oh my God, Alex, such a pleasure to have you. You dropped so many gems. You were transparent with us. You spilled all of the tea, my friend. Thank you for sharing. I love what you're doing. I cannot wait to see what the new construction projects are looking like. Kudos to you. Kudos to your family. Kudos to being an advocate for our busy healthcare professionals. And my dog just walked in. But I thank you. I thank you. And I look forward to connecting. So everyone who's here, stay tuned. We have more speakers headed your way. Next week, we're going to focus on transitioning from long-term rentals to short-term rentals. 18 properties, y'all. Let's join. Bye now, Alex. Thank you. And everyone have a great evening.